Hello and welcome back to my channel, Stitch It with Rachel. My name is Rachel and this is my fall knitting plans video. I am so excited. These are my favorite videos to watch. I'm so excited to film mine and share all my plans and ideas with you guys. So grab something to stitch on, grab a cozy beverage, sit down and come join me. We're going to jump right into it. So starting off with my fall knitting plans is a project I already have in progress. And I do have a iPad down below here to help me keep track of notes and details later on. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. So I have 4 sweaters or garments planned for fall, which is delusional. But it's my favorite time of year and I'm gonna let myself be delusional. Also, cue the super cute cozy sweatshirt my mom got me because she knows how much I love fall, and it just seemed like the right thing to wear. It's definitely too hot to be wearing this. It's still like 90 degrees outside, but we're bringing fall with the vibes, purely the vibes. So first, a garment I'm going to talk about is my Front Porch Sweater by Pearl Jam, which is already in progress. If you've watched my latest knitting podcast, you will already kind of had an update on this. So I have added in the collar since my podcast, and I feel like it just makes the sweater, like it makes it finally really look like a sweater. And yes, I'm just absolutely loving it. Also, new audio device. I'm hoping that the audio sounds better than it has been. Please let me know in the comments if you have thoughts or feelings on this. So this is an all over basic cabled jumper. It's got just one basic right leaning cable all the way through it. I am using Drops Lima in the colorway Sea Green Mix and 4mm needles, which is the suggested size needles. My stitch count is correct. My row gauge, however, has been off. But it's got I'm not going to go into all those details because we literally just talked about it in my podcast. But it's got this nice construction you cast on the back, and it makes this really, really nice like shoulder line. And I just really like that detail. And then you pick up there, do some short rows, make the shoulder and then the front panels. And it is so cozy. It is the beginning of September, which for me is officially fall. So fall starts September 1st, regardless of what the weather's doing. So I'm just flying through this at this point. And so I am hoping to have this done by the end of September so I can actually wear it this fall instead of just knit on it this fall. Sometimes I run into those issues where I'm knitting what I want to be wearing. Then by the time it's done, the next season's here, it's maybe not quite appropriate. At least with winter, that's fine. But winter into spring provides some issues sometimes. So this is my first garment planned for fall, and we are already very on track and doing very well. I am loving the color, the yarn, the pattern. We're having a great time. So that is knitting plan numero uno. The rest of these have no real specific order. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to cast these on, but I have the yarn for them, or am buying the yarn for them as soon as the pattern comes out. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I intend to at least cast them on this fall. So next, we're going to talk about the Sirena Sweater by Cookie the Knitter. This is an all-over classic Aran cabled sweater. It very much gives me like Rory Gilmore vibes, pilot episode, if you know what I'm talking about. I saw this and I was like, yes, perfection. That's what I want in a cabled sweater. Like this is exactly just yes. So really excited. The details for the Sirena sweater. It uses an Aran weight yarn, 16 stitch gauge, recommended 5.5 and 4.5 millimeter needles. Sizing goes from extra small to 4XL, so it's technically a little shy of truly being size inclusive, which I don't love because I think some of her other patterns are actually size inclusive, so I'm not sure why this one's a little bit short. But the finished bust circumference measurements go from 41.25 inches to 61 inches. I got some yarn I'm really excited about for this sweater. So this is Harrisville Designs Sheer. scrumptious. So this is a Merino Dorset cross yarn, and Harrisville Designs is a US-based mill. So with the current tariff and international yarn situation, this could be a great option for you. This was also super affordable. I believe these were $12 a skein for 100 grams, and it's a woolen spun, so it's a little bit lighter, and so I have 210 yards of Aran weight yarn per 100 gram skein. I feel like that's pretty awesome. It's got such good squish, guys. I so wish you could squish this. Squish factor is phenomenal. And it's rustic, but it's not itchy, like, if you know what I mean. And I've heard that this just like wash blocks, blooms, and softens beautifully. Like, it was made for this. There is some vegetable matter in this yarn. That's kind of how close to farm it is. And it is also a little bit like oily. I think it still has something with spinning oils on that. They talk about this on their webpage. That for the first time you wash it, to actually wash it with a little Dawn dish soap or Dr. Bronner's to really like pull that grease out, and then the yarn just like blooms. It also like whitens up a little bit, gets a little less buttermilky, a little more creamy whitey. So I'm just really, really excited to use this yarn. I think it's going to knit up so well. Being an Aran weight, even though it's kind of complicated cabled sweater, I feel like it's going to knit up fairly quickly, and I'm just so excited. This might be my next cast on. There'll be 2 cabled sweaters back to back, but like, it's fall. So super excited about this. I do recommend going out and checking out Harrisville Designs. They have a couple US-based yarns. Not all of them are, but a couple of them are. So again, just with current yarn industry things going on, this could be a nice brand to check out. My third fall knitting plan is my Knitting for Olive order that came from my order when they did the UNICEF Gaza donation. And I just got the heavy merino in the color Rainy Day. Sorry guys, the lighting is doing kind of weird things in here today, but I hope you can see all these all right. So this is my first time ordering Knitting for Olive. I was so excited. Unfortunately now, with current shipping and tariff situation, I probably won't be buying any more again anytime soon. But I'm really excited to knit with it. I've heard that it wears really well, especially for like a merino yarn, which is really nice because merino usually pills pretty badly. And I don't mind pilling. Any hand knit garment is going to pill to some extent at some point. It's just like, it has to be like within reason. Like, I don't want to be de-pilling my sweaters after every wear. And so I've just heard really good things about this yarn, not to mention that the whole brand is so sustainable and ethical, and that they've got beautiful colors. I say that, mind you, I went with gray, and I forgot to mention what I'm going to be knitting with this beautiful yarn. I'm going to be doing the Staffin V-neck cardigan by the Crea Bea. Huge fan of the Crea Bea. If you've been on my channel, you know this about me. Always size inclusive, has all kinds of amazing like shaping options. A lot of her patterns have bust shaping. Just overall seems like a genuine, like, awesome human being. I don't know, like, I'm a Rebecca stan. So, and I really love this design, and I love this is one of her mega patterns. So you can knit the sweater, you can knit the vest, or you can knit the cardigan, and then there's round neck and V-neck options. So like 6 patterns in one or something wild, like just so cool. So I am a V-neck girly myself most of the time, especially for a cardigan, because I usually wear them kind of open, and I just feel like that sits nicer than a round neck cardigan on me. So I think this is just going to make a beautiful, like, little something. It's not boring. It's got that little bit of texture in there, so it's not like plain, but it's also very wearable and very everyday. And then the gray color also is just going to make it very usable, and I just think it's going to be so much fun to knit up. I'm so excited to actually knit with the Knitting for Olive yarn for the first time. And I really, really want this piece in my closet. Like, I think I will get more wear out of this than I will my Sirena sweater. And so for that reason, it makes me lean more towards casting this on next. But we shall see. So, and the Staffin, sorry, let me get you guys some details. Like I said, it's a Crea Bea knitting pattern. And the calls for worsted weight yarn, which the Knitting for Olive is, has a 16 stitch gauge, recommends 5mm needles, and has sizes 1 through 13, which is incredible, and has a finished chest circumference of 35.5 to 70.75 inches. We love that. So that is the Staffin. I'm so excited for this one. All right, my fourth set in stone plan for fall is a pattern that's not even out yet. It's the Affric Sweater by the Crayabea. This pattern should be coming out by, I think, the end of September, beginning of October, fingers crossed. And I plan to immediately buy the pattern, buy the yarn, and cast on for that. This is going to be my first colorwork sweater, which is one of my knitting goals, make 9 plans for the year. So I'm super excited about it. And one of my knitting friends from Knit Night is going to knit it too. So we're going to do a little mini knit along, maybe get some other girls from Knit Night to join us. And I am going to be using, I really toyed with what yarn to use. Originally, I was going to do, Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino again, maybe, because of all the color options, or Cascade 220. And then I think what I'm actually going to do is Harrisfield Designs has a line of yarn called Highland. Pretty sure it's Highland. They have Shetland and Highland. It's like the same yarn, but fingering weight and like a worsted Aran weight. Highland is the worsted Aran weight one. Gorgeous color selection, US milled, nice rustic wool, but that like the reviews on this say like it just gets better with age. It'll be an heirloom piece. It'll last forever. It's pill resistant. It gets softer with every wash, all those kinds of things. And so I really, really would like to give this yarn a try. And after just being able to squish the sheer yarn before I've even knit with it, like I'm already like, ooh, yes, I really like this. And so I'm really excited to try the Highland, and I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to buy for the sweater. I have some colors in mind. I'm going to kind of put them over here. And if you could actually help me, I'm not sure what order to do the colors in. I'm leaning towards, I want that kind of deep blue tealish color to be the main color. And then the other 3 colors are going to be the stripes. What I can't decide is if I want the white or the like rusty orange color to be touching the blue. So I can't decide like in which order. So it'll either be like blue, rust orange, white, aqua, or dark blue, white, rust orange, aqua. So if you have opinions, please drop them in the comments. I'm really torn and I need to figure this out so I can buy the appropriate amounts of yarn. So those are all of my set in stone, have yarn, bought the patterns, have plans, and going to knit them, even if I don't finish them. Like we're going to cast on and knit them this fall for garments. I have some socks planned as well. My first plan for socks is, let me pull that up for you guys, the Forever Autumn sock set by no other than Stone Knits. So specifically her maple leaf socks. These have been on my fall knitting plans for at least since like last fall, if not even before that. I just think these are so cute. The colors are perfect. I'm a blue tealy kind of girl, so I love that anyways. And they're just so, so cute. So I bought some yarn for these. So I was at Knit Night at my local yarn store and staring at the wall of Trilogy hand-dyed yarn. And I saw this colorway Whiskey. Ooh, I really hope you guys can like just see the variegation, the brown to burnt orange to yellow, little hints of green, like scrumptious. So this I feel like is just the perfect color for the leaves in these socks. And then I have to see, I might have like a deep teal in stash to go with this, and if not, then I will go buy one from the yarn store. But I'm super, super excited to knit these up, like just the coziest fall socks. Like I see myself in one of my finished like fall sweaters, pair of like cozy jeans, my fall socks, and a pair of Birkenstocks. Like it's a cozy kind of girl vibe, and I am so ready for it. So really excited for these. I have 2 other sock projects that are still on the needles that are not finished from summer sock boot camp. So I'm going to probably put these off maybe till October, November, but I might just get the fall vibes and say screw it and throw them and like cast them on anyways. So we'll see. Fall kind of becomes like the Wild West in knitting, I feel like, for me personally. I have plans. I try to restrain myself, and then we get cast-on-itis, and yeah, we end up in the Wild West, but I'm here for it. So that's my first accessory plan. Second one is I just want to knit a pair of like DK weight cozy cabled socks. And I don't have a specific pattern in mind. I think I've found a few. I'll put them up here if I can, if I saved them. But yeah, I just want like a pair of socks that like are the vibe of the cozy cabled sweater in sock form. And so DK weight, chunky, thick, quick to knit up, and then just super cozy to have as like house slippers kind of around the house. Usually DK weight socks I don't wear in shoes. They feel a little too thick for me, a little too warm, but around the house they're perfect. So that is my last really planned accessory knit. So 4 garments, 2 accessories, and then we have my delusional, if I had all the time in the world and all the money for yarn and like 8 pairs of hands plans. So we're gonna jump to that because I just couldn't help myself. So starting off with the first one is Vita or Vita by Susan Crawford. This was published in the book Echoes, 24 Modern Knits Inspired by Iconic Women. I believe Lane or Lena was the publishing company for this. And I saw this and it stopped me in my tracks. This is like my dream all over classic, like true Fair Isle cardigan. Like they literally went into my brain and pulled out exactly what I've been dreaming of, but just didn't know yet. And it's just perfection, especially the blue sample. After my color choices for the Affric, I don't think you guys are going to be too surprised, but like the colors in this blue sample, they're so good. They're so good. This is, however, a fingering weight all over colorwork, slightly oversized garment. And so I have yet to knit a fingering weight garment. I don't quite feel ready for that. I know like I'm capable. I'm just afraid I'm going to lose steam and it'll just sit in like the corner of doom forever. And like if I cast this on, I have to finish this. This does not deserve to be in like the corner of doom forever. So that's my first delusional plan. Like this is definitely not getting cast on this fall, but I'm going to dream about it and I'm going to wish about it. I'm going to make some semi-hardcore plans to actually get the gumption to like cast this on for next fall. I think if I hype myself up enough over the next year, maybe it'll happen next year. So yeah, it's just stunning. Forgot to mention this comes in 10 sizes to fit a bust circumference of 30 to 32 inches up to 60 inches. And our finished chest circumferences come to 40.5 inches to 69.25 inches. So size inclusive, stunning, classic Fair Isle colorwork in fingering weight. My second delusional knitting plan is from a new to me designer. So this is the Arendal pullover by MJ Wilms. So I came across this designer and this sweater pattern post just randomly on Instagram, and I was like, stunning. I love traditional like Nordic style designs, but frequently they're just not size inclusive. A lot of the like traditional Nordic designers who are a little bit smaller, they're just not size inclusive. A lot of old traditional Nordic patterns aren't, like it's just a little hard to come by. So I got super excited, but was also like, let's check their page out. And then lo and behold, they are size inclusive. And I was so excited because I'm like, I get to actually cast this on. So it comes in 9 sizes. It's a DK weight project. It has a gauge of 20 stitches, and it is a all over stranded colorwork pullover. and it is knit from the bottom up, and it is steeked at the shoulders for the sleeves. I have never steeked before. I've never done an all over colorwork project. The Affric at least has some like stockinette stripes in the middle to break it up. This is just all colorwork all the time, and it's just stunning. Like, I'm obsessed, guys. I actually bought yarn for this, even though this is under the category of delusional plans, like delusional Rachel knitting land. But I was just so incredibly excited by this that I bought yarn, and surprised I got a blue. So I got Drops Lima in the color Petrol. I hope this is not showing up great on camera. Oh, there we go. Yes, like tealy, blue, green, little hints of purple, and with white. And so do the blue as the main color, and then all the like kind of like snowflake-ish motifs in the white. It's going to be so stunning. I love this color on me. Almost lost my lighting, guys. Anyways, super excited. I want to cast this on so bad. See, this is the problem, is I'm so excited about all of these knitting plans. It's gonna be really hard to decide like which one to do. So I think we're just gonna go for vibes. When I get the mood to cast on, we're just gonna I'm gonna go into my yarn cabinet. I'm gonna see what's inspiring me, and we're just gonna go for it. So this might end up rolling over into like a winter knitting plans, because like this is definitely getting cast on, I think, this year, if not beginning of 2026. I won't wait till next year to knit this. I think I'm a little too excited. So that is Delusional Knitting Plans number 2. And I did just want to mention again, this designer is new. Well, I don't know, new to me, and I haven't seen anyone else talk about her. There are only 39 projects of this pattern on Ravelry, and that's a crime. Like, that's a genuine crime. So please go check her out if you are into this vibe of pattern. Give her a little love. Like, look at some other stuff she has. She has quite a few patterns out. I think maybe 10 to 15 on her Ravelry page. And yeah, I think they're stunning. So, and I love seeing new, like, don't get me wrong, I love a petite knit pattern. She's popular for a reason. But I do love to see like new designers or smaller designers, or to try to knit from them as well. And so I'm just really excited to be adding this to my delusional knitting plans for this winter. And I do believe that is everything, guys. There's, of course, going to be some other things that pop up, because that's just how things work. I might get more excited about something else, find some new yarn, who knows. But I do have yarn and plans for most of these, and I am just so excited for the cozy weather to come, to stop sweating, to enjoy cups of tea and blankets and woolly wool sweaters. So I'd love to know if we have any overlap in our fall knitting plans, or what you have planned. And thanks so much for watching.